Okay, so today we're going deep on something I think we all care about, right? I
Yeah.
mean, who doesn't want to understand aging better?
Yeah, for sure.
But we're zeroing in on a specific molecule, NAD+, and how, get this, one tiny enzyme might just hold a key to healthier aging for all of us. We've got some cutting-edge research on CD38 and NAD+ to break down.
Absolutely. NAD plus, well, you can think of it like this. It's absolutely essential, like a busy bee in your body, involved in everything from turning your food into energy to fixing your DNA, even making sure your mitochondria, those little powerhouses in your cells, are humming along.
Right, so NAD+ is vital, no question.
Yeah.
But here's the catch. As we get older, our levels of NAD+ take a nosedive. And not just a little dip, we're talking a serious decline. And scientists are saying that this plays a huge role in, well, why aging isn't always a picnic.
It's almost like a dimmer switch, slowly turning down the lights in our cells over time.
Makes sense.
And a big player in this dimming is an enzyme called CD38. Think of it as a tiny little Pac-Man constantly munching away on your NAD plus.
So today we're really getting into the nitty-gritty of CD38, how it works, and the exciting part, this research that says maybe, just maybe, if we can target it, we can slow down this whole age-related NAD plus decline. We're looking at some fascinating studies that have really dug deep into this.
And what's really interesting is that CD38 isn't necessarily a bad guy, right? I mean, it has some pretty important roles in your immune system, keeping inflammation in check. But here's where it gets tricky. As we get older, its activity seems to go into overdrive for no good reason.
So something that's helpful in our younger years becomes a bit of a problem as we age. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. More activity equals less NAD plus MBES. It's a simple equation. And when NAD plus levels plummet, well, things start to go a bit haywire. Your mitochondria, those powerhouses, they can't work as efficiently. Then you have sirtuins, these proteins that are, well, essential. And one in particular, SIRT6, that's been linked to longevity, they become less active too. Studies have shown a very clear link between high CD38 in older folks and, you guessed it, more inflammation and a slower metabolism.
Now, this is where things get really interesting for all of us who, you know, wouldn't mind adding a few healthy years to our lives. There's some very promising research on how we might be able to put the brakes on CD38 and as a result give our NAD plus levels a boost. There was this study in 2022 that looked at cyanidin-3-glucoside, C3G for short, found in those dark berries.
Yes, that study was very promising. They found that in older mice, C3G was able to inhibit CD28, and the results were exciting. Fewer senescent cells, those are the tired, worn out ones, less inflammation overall, higher NAD plus O's, and even more of that important SIRT6 protein we were talking about, the one that's so good at cellular repair.
And it's not just like, stuff found in nature. Scientists are also looking at synthetic CD38 inhibitors. One of them is called 78C, and these have shown huge potential in animal studies too.
Right. The synthetic inhibitors have been really good at reversing that age-related NAD plus decline in mice, and the benefits are pretty remarkable. Better blood sugar control, improved muscle function, healthier hearts. These are all, key indicators of a longer, healthier lifespan.
So what does all of this mean for our listeners, right? It sounds like targeting CD38 could be a real game changer for healthier aging in humans someday.
Yeah, when we connect this to the bigger picture of longevity research, I think it has the potential to be huge. There are a lot of companies and research institutions working on this. They're looking at CD38 inhibitors, other ways to boost NAD+, and they're actually starting human clinical trials. It's still early days, of course, but we need more research to make sure these approaches are safe and effective for people in the long run.
It's all pretty fascinating. And while we've been focused on CD38 today, there are things people can do now to support their NAD plus levels, right?
Oh, absolutely. Things like regular exercise, incorporating some intermittent fasting, even looking at your diet, making sure you're getting those NAD plus precursors like NR and NMN, those can all make a difference.
So the main takeaway here is that this CD38 enzyme seems to be a major reason why our NAD plus levels go down as we age. And finding ways to target it could be a super powerful strategy for, maybe even changing how we age in the future.
Absolutely. And even though the research is ongoing, getting a grasp on this pathway gives us a glimpse into what might be possible. I mean, imagine extending not just lifespan, but health span. That's what's really exciting.
That's a great point. And here's something for our listeners to ponder. As we get better at targeting these core processes, like NAD plus metabolism, how might that not only, give us more years, but actually transform how we understand and experience a long and healthy life? The possibilities are huge.
I think so. It's a whole new frontier.
It really is. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive. It's been a fascinating conversation.
You're welcome. It's been a pleasure.